Well, this is on Health Wednesday, the Headstall Gamer, and thank you for coming. Thank you for coming over to my side, my little corner of the universe. I'd love to be able to chat with you. I just have absolutely no idea who you are. Yeah. There we go. I just have absolutely no idea who you are. Could you introduce yourself? I'd love to know who you are. Like, I'm not joking. I actually would like to know who you are. I'm very curious. I know it looks like I'm doing two things at once. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. Anyway, it might look like I'm doing two things at once. this is the issue that continually pops up. It is really difficult for me to fill in the blanks, let's say. Everything I want to talk about just gets wiped. And it's like, well, crap. Well, no, that's not what I want. That's not what I want at all. I want to actually have a conversation with the person who is watching me. And for me, keeping a conversation going can be really hard, especially if I'm like the only one who's supposed to be talking. It's like, for real? Thank you. Thanks, Mom. I deeply appreciate it. Thank you very, very, very much. I specifically sent you guys my YouTube channel instead of Twitch for a reason. I want to get better at conversation. I think that I think it would really help. Like if things weren't like I sound stilted. I sound like I don't know what to say next. And this is because I don't. I know part of it is completely just discomfort. Sorry about that. I'm checking and testing something. I am not used to speaking to people on screens. Not used to being on camera, and hopefully that sense of that's what I was trying to. Hopefully that sense of feeling so discombobulated, I guess you could say, will end as I get more and more comfortable with this. But in the meantime, I am so curious. Yeah, fix yourself. No. Thanks. What? Why? Like, what the hell? Ew. Okay, yeah, this is why I prefer studio mode. The overlay. Crap. I can't see what I'm doing. Oh my gosh. But, yeah. Mom, if you're watching this, I'd love for you to say so. I'm just staring at that one viewer notification on my page, having no idea who this is. Dang. Copy. Copy. Right, so now I kind of gave the game away. Dang it. What? No. For real? What was I doing? Oh yeah. That's so hard to keep track of. Wow, that is so hard to keep track of. Something I need to address. I did ask, and I was given an answer, and now I want to bring it to my attention. I mean to further attention, I guess. One of the things that I have forgotten to do while streaming is to remember to go watch other people's streams. And that was very neglectful of me. Whether I'm into or not, I did use those people, and I don't like that I have used the people who have followed me. I feel very bashful when I go into somebody else's, like when I go into somebody else's stream, I feel pretty bashful. But it's no excuse for not trying. So, yeah, from now on, I'm gonna go out of my way to at least two on my days off, my non-streaming days, I want to, what on earth am I looking for? That is weird. Anyway, I don't want to be so neglectful and lax again. I'm going to watch other people's streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm asking these people to help me. The least I can do is go see, go support their channels. I will say, every single time I go on somebody else's channel, every single time I go on somebody else's channel, I immediately feel like, okay, there's the introduction, and it's like, oh my gosh, everyone is staring at me, even though I can't see them. And last week's hijinks did not help me in any way, shape, or form get over said stage fright. It started with, let's see, last week there was hey, oh my gosh, okay, this isn't fair. This is not right. Streamlabs, when you get back on, the least they could do is like tell you, hey, this person subscribed to you. In the meantime, since you left. Oh my gosh. It's like, okay, Demario Jones, thank you so much for following me on YouTube. I deeply appreciate it, and I really wish that someone had told me, that Streamlabs had told me before 2 weeks had gone over, had passed by. I literally could not see that you were there. And so, thanks for coming over to my little corner of the universe. I deeply appreciate it. My goal is to be the best content creator I possibly can be, which means I am open to advice, to say the least. I really, want to be better at it, and my issues with my social skills, while it means it's going to take longer, it doesn't mean that it will never happen. That I'll never get a, that I'll never get accustomed to doing this. I want to become independent, and by independent, I mean I want to be able to pay down my student loans before and after. Other tries and just them as a whole. Period. I want to undo them. I want to pay them and never have to look at them again. I know that's going to take some time. I know that all of this is going to take some time. Whatever I want to do, it's going to take some time. Let's see something. Mute. There we go. There we go. Now, I was talking last week with some random watcher gave up, and it was quite fun. She and I have been going through a lot. She or he, never ever in gender person. Reminding myself about that. We had a really fun time. Probably one of my most fun streams to date. Although I like it even more when I'm able to chat with more than one person in the stream. And I just want to take any and all advice that can be given to become a good programmer. I'm a good programmer. Become a good content creator. Dang it. I know I'm looking for something. I remember what it is. It's just who. Main folder. You can load sometime today. It is deeply disconcerting when someone unfollows you because you get all these jitters, and then you ask why, and then you're told straight up, you didn't come see me, and they're absolutely right. And so, what stripper? You know, it's like these people, it's telling me are following me. It's like, why on earth didn't you take the time to tell me that before now? Like, for real. Why didn't you tell me when it happened? That would have been nice to know. It's nuts. That would have really been nice to know. Anyway. I don't know if anybody knows, besides me, knows what the Fabulous app is. It's a wellness and goal setting app that helps you change your behavior through change your outlook and health through cognitive behavioral therapy. And I noticed that someone in the TYT, the Young Turks audience, was quoting the poet Sufi, which they do a lot. and I asked him, was he using the Fabulous? And he straight up decided I was being passive aggressive and that I was making fun of him. And I'm like, I was completely and utterly blown away by that conversation. It never occurred to me that someone would look at an app that is amazing and would turn around and say that. I'm like, dude, what is the matter with you? Like, they thought that because I asked them, was I using an app, that I must be insulting I must be insulting I must be calling them crazy. I must be insulting them. Never mind that neither of those things are bound to one another. Never mind that that was never my intent. Like, never the intention at all. My actual intention was just to have a conversation with them about uh, different like different things that you might glean from the Fabulous now family of apps. And they decided that I was passive aggressively making fun of them, and no amount of me trying to tell them otherwise did anything to sway their opinion. And I won't be talking about this after this point because I refuse to give this person any room in my any rent free, any space in my head, much less rent free. Dude, if that's what you think of the pursuit of good mental health is, I really feel very bad for you. And like, but that doesn't mean that I'm not really angry that that you told me I was passive aggressively making fun of you and had the nerve. I had the nerve to tell me my intentions and how I was feeling. And when I told you those things weren't true, you stuck to your guns and decided I just no, it can't be that. And yes, I find myself getting wound up, and that's the last thing I need. I do not need to get wound up right now. I don't need to be focusing on that conversation at all. I was just so unbelievably blown away by the fact that I just asked if someone was using an app. I recognized that they were quoting the poet Sufi, which the Fabulous app often does. That's it. I mean, if we were using the same app, cool. What journey are you on? And this troglodyte wasn't having it. So, insulting me and telling me what my motives are were the order of the day or evening. Yeah, no, you don't get to do that. And yeah, after I tell this story, I'm never telling it again, ever. Um, Mental health is a blessing, but I know that had I not started using, started laying down these foundations so much earlier, it'd be so much more difficult. It'd be so much more difficult to get started when I'm 40, when I'm 50. I don't want that. I don't want to have to put myself back together as stated, rather, by a certain victor in a certain book about a certain game. I don't want to get to the point where I'm falling apart before I do what's right by myself. And if somebody else feels like that's insulting, that's not on me. It doesn't take away from the work I've done, and it never will. If that's how they feel, I pity them, and I have absolutely no reason to care about them after this point. So once I get this emotional upheaval out of my system. Right, I need to block them. Let me see if I can do that right now. That was nuts. It's like, you're serious? Wow, you're serious. Okay. Like, you are serious. So, one thing I would like to say, I don't take um I don't take issue with someone having questions, but don't denigrate my journey and my self-improvement. Don't turn me into something that's wrong with you, because I don't have anything to do with you. Are you kidding me? Block. Yes. Yay, block. I was following that person? Okay. Well, not now. And that's all. Anyway, that's all the mind space they get. That's it. I want to come away from streaming feeling like, or watching someone else's stream, feeling like coming back from the spa, as far as it being like a chill place where people don't start fights or jump to conclusions like that. And when people um, when people inadvertently do, because we're human, one thing you don't need to do is tell me what I'm thinking. That shuts down anything I want to do with you. Uh, my goal, like there's something I have in the works. There's something I have in the works. Told Paper Dragon about it. My ride or die. I told Paper Dragon about it, and I really need to know. Like I really need to know. When was the last time? I mean, what was the day? What was the day of the year, day of the month of the year, where, I mean, when I started playing, I mean, when, because, no, Hogwarts Legacy was kind of, um, was kind of, was kind of released in stages, and so, it does make it a little bit obvious, like, a little bit, yeah, a little bit confusing, trying to figure out, um, trying, damn it, damn it, thanks, Streamlabs. Um, Luckily it didn't stream this. I mean, didn't quit this time. I just have to close a bunch of programs before I start. Um, so that the issue I had last week that nearly drove me out of my mind never happens again. I'm not joking. Um, Starting the previous Friday, like that 4 hour nap was all the sleep I was going to get for the next 4 days. And due to just bad timing. And the last time that happened, I just decided I was going to start watching Bleach. and it was exactly the same amount of time. It lasted exactly the same both times. Um, as this person brought up, I mean, thought I was wrong for bringing up or what have you. Which, if that's the way you think, I think it's a better idea if you ask questions. Let's not just start insulting people left and right. Let's not assume that someone is coming at you passive aggressively making fun of you, because now I'm the one stuck with the memory of you being an a-hole. Yes, yes indeed. My mom is watching. Ooh, fun. In that order. Um, um, my mom's watching probably. Whatever. Um, not whatever, but I mean as far as what I have to say or can't say, what have you. Um, well, just from that statement, she might start watching. Which, you know what? If that's the price I have to pay, fine. Why is that running slowly? Just let me rename it. Like, just let me rename the freaking folder. Uh, when I try a new game or something, it is partially because I'm just spitballing, like trying to figure out, does somebody like this? Um, is this their cup of tea? And I want to make sure that all of it works out, because I want to improve every time. But what I said earlier, it is my job to watch the people who follow me. And I'm going to do that on, good grief, I'm going to do that on days that I don't stream. It's the least I can do. So, to, check and see who it was. Because I mean, I don't want to get their name wrong. Yes, I get it. I don't, my phone, oh, yay. I don't want to, make anyone feel like garbage like that. Whether it's, like, on purpose or not. I'm still discounting you while utilizing you for my service, and that's not fair to you. You came all the way over to play with me. I need to go play with you. I just want to be thankful to Fox Screech 88 for being kind enough to return my text. Return my message, and to tell me what I was doing wrong. Because I was. He could have just stopped talking or something. Um, so Fox Screech 88, thank you. I want to do better by you and earn being on your friends list again. They really did drop the ball there. Receipts, hopefully taken care of, because I don't want to beat myself up the whole time. Otherwise, you won't leave. I'm dealing with Henrietta's. When I tell people that I'm still playing Hogwarts Legacy. They're like, I 100%ed that game a million years ago. Fantastic. Delightful. I was not a PC gamer before this. And again, I was taking time. And like stopping and taking the I wanted to be I wanted to be well rounded. I wanted to be versatile, as my best friend said. I figured I'll see what time works the best, what day works the best, what game works the best. And it's not always easy being cheesy, blah blah blah. It's not always great when you're trying to figure out WTF. Anyway, I'm looking for something to fix it. I'm trying to fix an issue. There it is. Dang, that was easy to find. Easier to find. Okay, issue solved. I am still on my Ravenclaw gameplay. That's just going to be the case for a while, because this is me learning an entirely new way of thinking, and I don't want there it is. I don't want to stagnate. I don't want to. Why does that look like that? I'm sorry. I just feel like I'm having all of these issues. Like, why does my screen look like that? And you guys can't see it, but I can. It is upsetting. And it makes it so that, wow, I'm distracted. I'm so distracted. I've been stuck on a mission called Henrietta's Hideaway for months at this point. Mobile gaming doesn't ask this of you, I have to say, or it does it in different ways. I haven't been thinking about programming. I haven't been thinking about gaming. All weekend, I was thinking about skateboarding. And it improved my mood so much. Just talking about it. Just thinking about it. And that was awesome. And then, I mean, I don't want to. Well, I don't think it's a bad thing to get old. So I don't want other people's words clouding my response. I love seeing a boy, an 8-year-old boy and his 2-year-old brother kicking ass on skateboards. And then that boy is now almost 15, and his brother is 8, possibly 9 now. That was cool. That was super cool. Izzy, like Izzy, Izuyu Kawasaki. It's from Japan, and I just disgruntled that that took so long for me to pronounce. And it was just like, oh my gosh, that's the issue? What the hell am I supposed to do with that? Never mind. Um, I have to rearrange the screen. Otherwise, by the time I go over to, are are you what? What? Oh, okay. No, I don't have to remove it. I don't have to remove. Okay, last week, some random watcher gave up, and I were watching. I mean, we're talking about different stuff, different parts of, I mean, different aspects of content creation, stuff like that, and we decided. I mean, and I mean, I decided to bring to her attention because it became a part of became a part of our conversation, different things about human behavior. And at the time, I put up a screen capture to like to figure out if I was watching something online to let people. I mean, if I wanted to talk about something I saw online to bolster my point, then I was going to. I mean, I opened an extra stream. I mean, an extra. I opened the screen capture screen, and an it made a copy of my original screen because that's what's up right now, and that was what was covering everything. I was wondering where all my formatting went. That wasn't the case. Okay, that said, I mean, that all said, I think at the moment, um, just out of curiosity, like I've made it my goal to talk about YouTubers slash Twitchers who have absolutely helped me so much. I wouldn't be at this point if it wasn't for Arbuckle. I will seriously tell you to go use his tutorials all day. I think he made me a better gamer than I would have been otherwise in a shorter period of time. Just because if I hadn't had his videos, it'd still be me like starting to, I mean, taking 40 minutes to learn how to jump up a wall. I don't want that. Who wants that? But at the same time, I do just want to figure this out. I mean, finish this out. And then maybe do Ravenclaw a lot faster. Since I know that I'm faster, I started my Gryffindor account. I've deleted my other profiles to save space. I keep running into space issues. And it's weird because when this computer boots up with operating system, I mean with factory settings in, in in mind at all, and asks you what your purpose of using this laptop is for. And one of those options is gaming. But my mom gave this computer to me for my birthday. She gave it to me to learn Linux on. And she said, you brick this, that's the last one you're getting. Which is why I haven't learned Linux on it. I know that Windows now has the Windows subsystem for Linux, and that probably will make things. It would have made things much easier had I just stuck with that. I mean, just had to stick with that. Um, my buddy gave me a Linux computer that was falling apart at the seams. I didn't see it as, wow, this thing is crap. I saw it as, here's a computer that I'm not at all afraid to destroy. It was literally held together with weird pieces of, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. A fly just landed in my eye. I have a fly phobia. A fly was just crawling on my face. I have a fly phobia. Yay. Now, with regard to this fly phobia, I'll be right back. I have Venus flytrap. I have Venus flytrap, and I will be right back. Gonna go get them. Because, hell no. My worst memory, I mean, my worst fear, crawling on my face. Oh my gosh. No. I don't want my computer to overheat. Yeah, I'll do whatever I have to. It's overheating. Oh my god. That's fucking dying already. Sorry. Dying on. Yeah. Trying to create a situation in which why it might be attractive because I have Venus flytraps and they literally have enough to eat. Somebody can only sustain them for so long. I really did not want to continue to have this person the issues. The issue how was it working this quickly? On what? I just put like stuff in my garbage disposal literally 2 days ago. I mean, not my garbage disposal. Not my garbage disposal. Put like my. I once had a fly infestation. I mean, a gnat infestation. I learned to rinse out absolutely everything. I learned to rinse out absolutely everything, and now I have to undo all of that. Um, I have a fly phobia. For real. Anyway, for real, chatbots, I have a fly phobia. I got a Grossology calendar, I think, when I was 10. And I don't remember a damn thing else in that catalog. I mean, that calendar. But I remember that fly fact. I still have the fake vomits in that calendar. I wouldn't mind getting another. I just, oh my gosh, no. Um, But yeah, we were talking about both of us being like, I was talking with some random watcher gave up, and we were both going through a lot of the same bothersome growing pains with streaming because I know that neurospicy is a word, but I would never use it regularly, ordinarily. But I think she said she's neurodiverse. I'm like diverse, and you know what? So am I. I actually like to call myself an autist, since I can't call myself an Aspie anymore. For perfectly reasonable reasons. I refer to myself as an autist now, and I figured if an artist can be artistic, then an autistic person is an autist. And so that's another thing that I am not even remotely ashamed of. I like these parts of myself, the part of me that views mental health as a right and a worthy goal to pursue, not someone who has to jump down people's throats about it. Because what is that going to get you? Whatever. Yeah, I keep saying whatever. I know that. I blocked him, and that's the end of his night. I blocked him, so I should stop talking about him. But I showed her these videos about the worst roommates. Thread on Reddit, and um, in one of the stories, dude literally puts the insulin his roommate needs to survive out on the counter because he's got a really awesome ice cream cake for his. Yeah, that's why I had the screen capture. That's why I had that on. Oh my gosh, that's why I had that on. Let me just go ahead and turn around and do that. Holy crap. Um, because some levels of stupidity you can't bargain your way out of, or rather, you can't learn your way out of. It's just not possible. Oh my gosh, is it not possible? Thank you to everyone who's been following me um, throughout my journey becoming a content creator since June. Um, you guys make talking to people more fun. I would just like to talk to you and actually have you return. That's important. Reader engagement is important. Um, Let me see. Venus flytraps, do your thing. I feel like for months now they haven't had anything proper to eat. I mean, technically in my home, they didn't actually. Because by the time I actually was able to get one, the problem that had my I've had several next door neighbors since then, but my first next door neighbor, she left garbage outside her door. I mean, between our doors, and then went away and just never came back. And I was the one who had to deal with those flies being everywhere with my having a fly freaking phobia. I had to do that. I mean, I had to deal with that. I didn't live with this woman, but I lived next door to her. And how do you just decide you're going to leave garbage rotting outside somebody's apartment and not at least come and get it? Like, is she in the hospital in a coma? I guess it doesn't matter now. Eventually I was so disgusted I took it out. It was awful. But the flies only went away when all of the flies only went away when all of the food they were feeding on had rotted completely. And I noticed at the grocery store down the street, the Meijer down the street, that they had Venus flytraps for sale. So, at my soonest opportunity, I bought two. I brought them home. I put one in the front and one in the back. Now, this was a problem. The one I put in the front got a lot less sunlight than the one I put in the back, and you can tell the difference of them. You can tell the difference between the two incredibly, um, incredibly easily. It's bad. When I opened up Plantome, which used to be Plant ID, and diagnosed it, it literally thought that this was a plant that's been predated by animals. The other one needs a new pot, needs new soil without anything in it, because it's so overgrown. Oh, cool. Yeah, whatever. It's so overgrown that it says, I mean, it's so overgrown that they're starting to, like, individual stalks are starting to just straight up die. And then when I try to remove them, they come out in the entire plant stalk as a clump. And it's just like, not as a clump, because that makes you think of the soil. But the entire like cluster comes out. And then you're like, you have to smash it down in the mud to try and make sure it still gets some nutrients. But it's like, oh no, this isn't working the way I want it to. Why the hell isn't this? What the hell? Why is this taking so long to load? Fine. Whatever. Anyway, this roommate, um, yeah, this roommate, took this person's insulin. They're type 1 diabetic. This person, took their insulin, set it out on the counter, and their justification was that they weren't going to need it since they weren't even invited to the party. Like, I'm sorry, that's supposed to be logical. I mean that's supposed to be logical thinking. Are you kidding me? Like, what? Um, that was mind blowing because she wasn't at the because she wasn't at the yeah, that's still so weird to me. Because she wasn't at the because he no, it was she. Because she wasn't at the party. Who cares? She wasn't at the party, so who cares? And it was like, you better be ready to cough up, because an individual vial of insulin is $800. Never mind that insulin was supposed to be stored. Never mind that insulin was supposed to be not stored. So the patent to insulin was given to a company with the with the explicit instructions that it be marketed so that people could actually afford it. And this person, that's why I wanted to find it for real. But okay, you know what? I have another option, but you're gonna have to overhear it. You're not gonna be able to see it because I can't open it. Most unfortunately, if I open it, my computer, like the entire stream, will absolutely crash. Fun times. I need new memory. I need new memory banks. A lot. What? Oh. Uh.
You're a non-native speaker, then it's an game changer. Grammarly assisting you, you're not going to be making anywhere near as many English mistakes. Grammarly offers suggestions.
All right. One of my goals for my channel, I absolutely want people to know who helps me, whose material I like, stuff like that. I want them to know. I'm also going to be completely transparent. I am still following tutorials. I feel like it's worth it, and I'm gonna be, and me being honest is important. Again, without Arbuckle, I wouldn't be at the point I'm at, and watching his stuff often helps me clear hurdles. Why does it feel like there's a fly all over my face? There's a fly already hit my face. What? If I was, I would love to be wearing earbuds right now, but oh my gosh, do they make my ears shed in decent amounts? It's awful. Um, they itch like hell as a result. Um, it's just like that. But it kills me the way people will project their garbage onto you. But then, even though you don't want to think about it, if like me, you have obsessive compulsive disorder, it becomes very hard not to think about it, not to do exactly that. It feels really hard.
Welcome back to Reddit stories you cannot believe are real.
I would love to be able to ignore
And
the fly that landed on my face.
today is relatively up. We make stories we've had before. They're always shocking, unbelievable. They're just fascinating. And Nathan, you and I used to be roommates a number ago, so I'm going to see what it is. All right, we have a good one. Really good one. All right, here we go.
I get the feeling you guys can't actually see this. Yes. Yeah. 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 Woo. Yeah. Woo. Yeah. Yep. Nope. You're not gonna be able to just listen to that. You need to hear it. You need to be able to hear it. You need to be able to see it. I hope my computer doesn't. Let me stop that right now. I think it'll be easier for me after I can invest in a microphone. I think that would be a huge, huge, huge help. Sometimes projecting my voice is very difficult, and other times it's incredibly easy. Hold on, everybody, because again, I'm waiting for it to load. You load a little bit faster. I wonder if that was a spider that landed on my face. Oh my gosh. It might have been on my face. My mother is not going to be happy to hear that. I love how the fact that my mom followed me isn't going to pop up for another 2 weeks. Looks of it. this week, I much more reasonably gave her the link to my Insta Twitch, which is my but YouTube is where you can meet me at in the meantime. And how long is this gonna take? Dang. Oh, well, thank you. I ate my birthday pint a month early, which is what I a month and a half early, which is what I get for buying Ben and Jerry's a month and a half early. A month and 2 weeks early. Come on! Load! Okay, closing this for now. Because that's annoying. It's annoying and I'm not doing anything with it right now. It's where they will tell you, oh hey, person, Demario Jones followed you literally 3 months ago. We just couldn't be fucked to tell you about it. And put a little happiness in your life. Couldn't be bought. Or rather, I shouldn't have bought it. I enjoyed it though. The white chocolate raspberry, I think it was. That was good. But I've also had better. And I really don't like that he's saying that about Ben and Jerry's, but I've had better. I've had better Ben and Jerry's. But I consider Ben and Jerry's to be the most awesome ice cream. Although, is it Tillamook? No, it's not. Uh, there's this one ice cream brand that literally made one about cider apple cider apple and apple cider and donuts. Literally, made one about that. Um, I'm sorry. I feel like I feel something on my face again. And I'm gonna lose my mind if I don't do something about it. Be right back. Seriously, person in the chat, I would really appreciate it if you just said hello. This is a mystery. This is a very uncomfortable mystery. I need to get a mask. Wearing a mask. Hmm. Hey, you too. Uh, oh no. What is the issue? Um, what the hell? Okay. Listen, huh, I might be about to give myself a headache. I don't like people who wear their masks incorrectly. It gets to me. There was a really great illustration on Imgur of a person, of the comparison of a person wearing with a penis wearing their pants only so high as to cover their legs, but not their penis. It's like, what's the point? What is the point? That is literally what is the point. I mean, literally, what is the point?
Off to an awesome start.
Off to an awesome start. So this is a 27-year-old man. So my roommate, a 23-year-old woman, is a type 1 diabetic, and she stores her insulin in the refrigerator. I decided to throw a huge surprise party for my best friend, a 28-year-old man, this weekend. I knew the party would be a massive hit, and I was super excited to see the look on his face when he walked in. To make the party unforgettable, I ordered a giant custom-made ice cream cake, which needed to be kept in the fridge. When I got home with the cake, I realized there wasn't enough room in the fridge for it. My roommate wasn't home, so I couldn't ask her if I could rearrange her stuff. I saw her insulin, and I thought it would be no big deal if I took it out for a few hours while the party was going on, just to make room for the cake. I mean, I didn't think she would need it during the party since she wasn't even invited. Anyway, my roommate came home unexpectedly during the party, noticed her insulin was missing, and absolutely freaked out. She started yelling at me in front of all of my guests, making a scene and totally ruining the vibe. She went on this whole rant about how this type of insulin spoils quickly at room temperature or something. She went on this whole rant about how this type of insulin spoils quickly at room temperature or something, and she made a big scene of throwing it all out. I looked it up, and I'm 90% sure she was exaggerating. She had to take some emergency insulin she keeps in her room and left the party visibly upset. Now everyone's telling me I'm the asshole for taking her insulin out of the fridge, even though it was only for a few hours. I think she overreacted, and it's not my fault she came home early. Am I the asshole? It's not her fault she came home early to find out what you did? Anyways.
Oh my God.
So I've only been on one other episode of this show, and I haven't used this card yet. This is 100% fake.
You think this is fake?
There's no way. Because think about the size of a cake and the size of a fridge. Even if we're talking mini fridge. My dad was a diabetic, right? So there was insulin in the fridge. Maybe syringes are separate. Maybe it comes in the syringe. He didn't take out the ketchup.
Yeah.
He didn't take out one thing of soda. There is no way in the size of a fridge that he's like, this tiny one thing has to be the thing that moves to make room for the cake.
Do we know how much insulin there was?
A month's supply is just like a bottle.
Well, she had to take emergency insulin, which means I think like...
What does that mean? Does she have a fridge in her room? I'm serious. Like, that's why I think this is fake.
I don't know. I mean, look, we don't know. We never can know if they're fake or real or not.
That's true.
But let's just run with the idea of it being real.
Okay.
It is insane.
Sure.
Yeah.
As taken as real, that's insane to do, right? Like,
Of course.
And I would say what makes them an asshole is even if it doesn't spoil fast, it's like you still didn't know that for sure when you made that decision.
Yeah, I mean, this person clearly doesn't know much about like any medication that needs to be refrigerated. Like I worked at a pharmacy, and you have to be serious about it. Even if you think you're 90% sure that they're exaggerating, that it might be fine. What if it wasn't? Then that's like that person. You put that person's health aside for a cake that probably, unless it was like an ice cream cake, would have needed to be, or like it's a party. Did you not have a cooler where you could put other stuff?
Yeah.
Like, and you couldn't even text this person? Like, I'm so shocked.
That's wild.
Yeah, look, but I will say, it seems impossible to be real. There are people who are just the right amount of dumb and the right amount of selfish to do this.
Yeah.
Here's the wild thing about this to me too. Say for instance it is real. I've had situations with roommates that I like didn't always get along with, but like they would use one of my pans or something. Say for instance they cleaned it with the wrong thing. I come back and the Teflon's all chipped off, and you'll have the conversation of like, hey, I'm sorry to do this, but you kind of botched the pan. They're like, all right, I'll replace it. Like even if someone is a jerk, if they're like, hey, you ruined my thing, you didn't know it, but you ruined my thing, they'll usually be like, I can at least understand that. For this person to be like, okay, well, I Googled your medication.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah,
Like,
and
didn't
the whole like
even-
I'm 90% sure she's exaggerating. Like it's just like, dude, come on, man.
Just
And she
huge.
said something and she ruined the whole vibe. It's like, bro, come on.
No way.
So the OP responded to a bunch of people and commented a bunch of stuff, and someone summed it all up, and they go, OP's comments have all been removed by the moderator, it looks like, but he left one saying that they didn't have fridges in historical times and diabetics were fine. For historical context, if you were diagnosed with type 1 diabetes prior to the 1920s or so, you would almost certainly be dead within 3 months. He also seemed convinced somehow that insulin is essentially just a vial of sugar water. If this is real, Jesus tap dancing Christ, he's a moron. I mean, if this person's in the comments arguing with people, this might be real and this person might be that stupid.
Yeah, or just like that. How old is OP?
27. This is the thing though. Look, it's okay to be stupid. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I use that as a comeback all the time.
It's okay.
It's okay to be stupid.
It's okay to be stupid. It's okay to not understand how most medications work. All you have to understand is just really like, hey, whatever their rules are for their medications, follow that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's to stay in the fridge. That's for their life. Okay, fine. I don't understand how it works. I don't get it, but I will keep it there. But that's the breaks. Like,
Yeah. It's possible OP like removed a bunch of other stuff out of the fridge too, but it was the insulin that they're talking about. I just still can't get past not even trying to call or text and ask, or looking up like this precise stuff, or like you said, taking out like the milk. Like I don't know.
I imagine
anything.
maybe they're in a rush and they just took out some stuff, set it there, and like didn't. I bet they didn't even think
That's
about it.
the
Right.
only
I think
way
they
I
just.
could see
I think
this
they
being
just
real.
grabbed stuff out and they just put it out, and then later we're like, oh, I took out his insulin.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, oh well, whatever.
But then we're dealing with another scenario where they are so unable to recognize making a mistake and taking accountability
Right.
for that. Like, for me to sleep well tonight, this has to be fake. And if it's not, if this
It
person
might
is
not
around,
be.
they could be breeding. They could be. We gotta stop this.
Yeah.
Clearly throwing parties.
Yes, someone else commented, yes, ruining the party's vibe because the medicine that keeps you alive was ruined is a real
Yeah.
bummer. And someone said expensive medicine. Insurance
Yeah.
won't cover the replacement.
Yeah.
Nope.
Mine is $800 per bottle without insurance.
Yep.
OP better be ready to pay up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
hope I would be interested to see if this was
Yeah, if I recall correctly, insulin was patent to insulin, for insulin was sold in the 1920s on the stipulation that it be made accessible to everyone, a price that is very, 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 very low. $800 a vial is not very, 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 very low.
ever on Reddit or updates later of like,
Yeah.
am I the asshole for not giving my
It-
roommate $800?
It is recent. It's somewhat recent, but no update.
I truly like wouldn't feel safe living with someone like that.
Hell no. Oh, I mean, if this went down as they said, there's no way they're still living together.
No.
Oh, I would get
Because
out.
at the very least, like, maybe the person whose insulin expired would have said, like, hey, you need to pay me back for this. And the other person would have been like, no, screw it. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
No. Like,
Oh, that's an ender. That's
yeah.
a
That's
Yeah.
Ender's Game right there.
And I'm glad that she made a scene in the party. I mean, it wasn't even making a scene. She was reacting
Ender's Game.
validly about what happened. And I'm glad
Ender's
everyone saw
Game.
and thought that he was an asshole. I
Yeah.
love that for him.
But that's his friends, unfortunately. They're probably just like, whoa, that was crazy back there.
No,
wasn't
well,
it?"
he's saying everyone was calling him an asshole.
Everyone's
Oh, good.
telling me I'm the
Yeah.
asshole. So everyone at the
Oh,
party
good.
saw that and was like, bro, why'd you do that? Like,
Yeah.
I guess there was another comment, like, there was some more context in the comments that it was a shared fridge and there was one shelf for this roommate with their stuff there. So, like, it looks like he didn't want to take out any of his stuff. So
Oh, because he has
just-
to keep his beer cold or whatever
Yeah,
for the
probably
party.
had a lot of stuff for the party, so he
Oh
probably was
my
just like,
God.
oh, all my roommate stuff goes out.
Wow.
Awful person.
Man.
Let's move on, because we're starting off with a pretty
Super clear.
horrible asshole. Let's see if it gets topped.
Never been washed, horrible asshole. Stinky.
The grossest asshole.
Stinky.
Okay, next story. Am I the asshole for sleeping naked on top of the covers to teach my flatmate's girlfriend a lesson?
So for context, I've heard this one before, so all I'm gonna do is make this face while you're reading it the whole time.
Okay. I have not read this one, so let's see. New to Reddit, please bear with. So I, 21, guy, live with my childhood best friend, 22, also a guy, and have done for 2 years now. And have been for 2 years now. Up until last week, things were perfect between us. However, he recently got a new girlfriend, 23, lady, and she honestly seems absolutely great except for one thing. She seemingly has a complete aversion to knocking. She and I have quite a lot in common, and I actually like spending time with her. However, it bugs the hell out of me when she just barges into my room without knocking first. Now, she's never walked in on me doing anything untoward. I'm usually just chilling on my bed or studying at my desk. However, on at least 7 separate occasions now, she's done it first thing in the morning to ask if I want coffee. I sleep naked. Every time prior to the last one, I've been under the covers and she hasn't seen anything. I always point out that she could have, and she just giggles and says, but I didn't. When she stayed over last week, in order to make my point, I intentionally slept on top of the covers. Sure enough, she barges in at 7 a.m., begins to ask if I want coffee, and sees my you-know-what. She immediately backed out of the room and didn't speak to me for the rest of the day. My mate later pulled me aside and said I was baying out of order, accused me of deliberately exposing myself, and pointed out that I'd threatened to do it before. I literally just said, okay, but what if I had no covers and you saw everything before? They're now framing this to others that I'm some sick creep who intentionally got naked and lay in wait for her because that's how I get my rocks off. And I'm kind of seeing how it came off that way. Am I the asshole for doing this? Oh, okay.
You intentionally got naked and waited for her to catch you. But you're both a-holes. Oopsie.
Off to an awesome start.
Off to an awesome start. So this is a 27-year-old man. So my roommate, a 23-year-old woman, is a type 1 diabetic, and she stores her insulin in the refrigerator. I decided to throw a huge surprise party. Plastic bags aren't blocking out the radon, though.
Oh.
Someone else, clearly there's a lot of experts here in Reddit on, though. Lose my life over this. Obviously, this isn't my landlord's fault. It's the roommate. So what do I even do here? Does something like this break the lease and get my roommate and all his radium kicked out? Can I sue him if I get lung cancer out of this? What is my next step?
Oh my
Damn.
gosh.
I think that'd be criminal negligence.
I think that's pretty bad.
Yes.
Are you? I don't know this stuff. Are you legally allowed to own that stuff? Like,
Probably not.
I think
Yeah.
criminal negligence is a great way to put it because
Yeah.
it is not that hard to have that not even close to that much radium in your apartment. That's a normal human.
sometimes I don't know. Sometimes it's really hard for me. I open up cabinets. I'm like, oh my god, I forgot to put my radium in here.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh no, I accidentally bought more radium. Oh no,
Yeah.
oh my god, I bought millions more radium.
Why is it?
So
Great.
you would almost certainly be dead within 3 months. He also seemed convinced somehow that insulin is essentially just. This might be real.
This OP?
Okay, it's okay. It's okay. How most medications work. All of that.
Yeah.
Like, hey, that's
Like this precise stuff, or like,
in a rush.
am I the asshole for not giving my
It-
roommate $800?
It is recent. It's
Acting validly about what happened, and I'm glad everyone saw and thought that he was an asshole. I
Yeah.
love that for him.
Oops.
But that's his friends,
I'm
unfortunately.
sorry.
They're probably just like, whoa, that was crazy back there.
No,
wasn't
well,
it?"
he said everyone was calling him an asshole.
Everyone's
Oh, good.
telling me I'm the
Yeah.
asshole. So everyone at the
Oh,
party
good.
saw that and was like, bro, why'd you do that? Like,
Yeah.
I guess there was another comment, like, there was some more context in the comments that it was a shared fridge and there was one shelf for this roommate with their stuff there. So, like, it looks like he didn't want to take out any of his stuff. So
Oh, because he had
just-
to keep his beer cold or whatever
Yeah,
for the
probably
party.
had a lot of stuff for the party, so he
Oh
probably was
my
just like,
God.
oh, all my roommate stuff goes out.
Wow.
Awful person.
Man.
Let's move on, because that we're starting off with a pretty
Super clear.
horrible asshole. Let's see if it gets topped.
Never been washed, horrible asshole. Stinky.
The grossest asshole.
Stinky.
Okay, next story. Am I the asshole for sleeping naked on top of the covers to teach my flatmate's girlfriend a lesson?
So for context, I've heard this one before, so all I'm gonna do is make this face while you're reading it the whole time.
Okay. I have not read this one, so let's see. New to Reddit, please bear with. So I, 21, guy, live with my childhood best friend, 22, also a guy, and have done for 2 years now. And have been for 2 years now. Up until last week, things were perfect between us. However, he recently got a new girlfriend, 23, lady, and she honestly seems absolutely great except for one thing. She seemingly has a complete aversion to knocking. She and I have quite a lot in common, and I actually like spending time with her. However, it bugs the hell out of me when she just barges into my room without knocking first. Now, she's never walked in on me doing anything untoward. I'm usually just chilling on my bed or studying at my desk. However, on at least 7 separate occasions now, she's done it first thing in the morning to ask if I want coffee. I sleep naked. Every time prior to the last one, I've been under the covers and she hasn't seen anything. I always point out that she could have, and she just giggles and says, but I didn't. When she stayed over last week, in order to make my point, I intentionally slept on top of the covers. Sure enough, she barges in at 7 a.m., begins to ask if I want coffee, and sees my you-know-what. She immediately backed out of the room and didn't speak to me for the rest of the day. My mate later pulled me aside and said I was baying out of order, accused me of deliberately exposing myself, and pointed out that I'd threatened to do it before. I literally just said, Okay, but what if I had no covers and you saw everything before? They're now framing this to others that I'm some sick creep who intentionally got naked and lay in wait for her because that's how I get my rocks off. And I'm
That's
kind of
exactly
seeing
what
how
you
it
did.
came off that way. Am I the asshole for doing this? Okay.
Okay.
Well, look, before we get into more details on this, I will say, like, you should knock. Like, that in a roommate situation, that is their private property. That's their home.
Yeah, you should
to
knock,
go in is,
especially if they've made a comment about like, hey, you could have, like, hey, you should knock.
it's just
But-
like that to me is trespassing. Like that's
Yeah, but at the same time, he literally was like, these guys are acting like I purposefully slept naked and waited for this. That is exactly what you did.
He did do that.
He did in fact.
And it
do that.
wasn't to get your physical rocks off, but it was to get your mental rocks off because you wanted to prove her wrong. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what you did.
It's a tough situation because I think they're kind of both assholes. Like, obviously you should knock. Like, when someone is setting a boundary with you multiple times and you're not respecting that boundary, you are in the wrong there. And I understand him wanting to be like proving a point. I get that. But it's not like, oh, your cake fell down the disposal because you didn't listen to me. Like, oops,
Yeah.
that's my point. It's like, well, your genitals were exposed to that person who didn't want to
Yeah,
see that. Like,
that's- yeah.
oops.
Yeah.
And there were steps. There were steps that could have been taken.
Yeah, so, you know, as always with Reddit stories, we don't have a lot of context. We only have what they've written. He never says that he told them, please don't, like, barge into my room. Please knock. He doesn't explicitly say that he had that talk with them. He could have sat down and been like, hey, it really makes me uncomfortable when you barge into my room without knocking. He didn't say that.
He kind of went straight for the nuclear option.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that you know, that does leave the possibility open of like, is he just looking for this crazy thing to do? Like, I we don't know. But look, are you an asshole for barging into someone's room without knocking multiple times? Absolutely. But I need to more information on if he told them please don't.
This sounds to me like someone who is frankly oblivious and like was in the right originally, wanted to find a way to get back at them, but did something that is like, unfortunately, like it does paint you in a pretty bad light. And it's like, you have now exposed yourself knowing full well that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And like beyond that with the privacy thing, like, you know, we've talked about personal roommate stuff. I had a roommate before who had a girlfriend who was like very immature. And so like I would sometimes be in my room and I would just hear a knock at the door. And so like she would knock and that was nice, but like I'm very to myself and I would open up the door. I'd be like, hey, and she'd be like, hi. And I'd be like, hi. And she'd be like, how are you? I'm like, good, just sort of hanging out in my room. And she's like, okay. Well, I just want to say hey. And I was like, okay. And like, even that is like, she didn't do anything wrong, but it was just kind of like, hey, what the was that back there?
Yeah.
Like, hey man, I don't know you.
Right.
You're my roommate's girlfriend, and you guys are gonna go hang out. Like, why are you here?
Sure. Sure. We have some comments here. So Reddit declared not the asshole. And they said, not the asshole. She knew it was a risk when she barged in. How is she not the pervert? Also, have you considered getting a lock? He responded saying, considered it. Unfortunately, the lease doesn't allow it. Other comments point out, like, there are other forms of locks without getting a lock.
Yeah.
Like, there are other ways you can do that.
You shouldn't have to, though.
You shouldn't have to. You shouldn't have
Yeah,
to.
it just really feels like it doesn't matter. Like there's so many steps. It's not that hard to even just go to the boyfriend, the roommate, and be like, hey, your girlfriend keeps walking in on me knowing that I sleep naked. It's inappropriate. Don't you think that's weird? And then leave it to him to figure it out. But like,
Yeah, the other comment that we have here is, not the asshole. I actually think it's pretty funny. This is the way you chose to make your point. You deserve your privacy, and she obviously isn't respecting that. If you told her before and she just shrugged it off, then maybe a little shock and real-life demonstration is what she needed in order to get the point across. Also, screw those people. You didn't expose yourself to her. She exposed herself to you by barging into your private space after being warned already. You have every right to be naked in the privacy of your own room. Now, this is Reddit. This is definitely a Reddit response. Reddit... can be that way. I definitely am more on the side with you guys of feeling like I really need to know frankly, with this one, I need to know way more context. Like,
It's touchy. It's touchy because, like, first of all, she exposed herself to your exposure. Like,
It's like,
a lot of actual criminals would try to use that as an excuse when they're actually trying to flash people. Like,
Yeah.
I think, like I said, he chose to sleep above the covers, and I feel like the only way that this would have been actually funny and in any way slightly a method of fixing the problem is if he multiple times spoke to both of the other people in the situation saying, please do not come into my room. Like, I don't know. I think I disagree with Reddit.
yeah.
I think he
That's okay.
skipped a few steps. He skipped a
Yeah.
few steps. Like, I would have personally been like, hey, you have violated my privacy a few times. So just letting you know, from here on out, I will be sleeping naked above the covers. If you come into my room, you are going to see me naked.
That's totally fair.
Just so you know.
Right.
And also, like, I do. So, first, again, wrong of him to expose himself to her because he did end up doing that. How thick is that door? Hey, you want coffee? That's it.
Yep.
Is it
Yeah.
like 5 inches of
Yeah.
steel?
It feels like there is like a huge lack. Of
I think that
context.
there's
It's
so
just
many
like,
Reddit
what's
stories.
she doing?
There's so many Reddit stories that we
Yeah.
read where I'm like, I think 90% of this is missing.
It's an
Yeah.
untrustworthy narrator.
Yeah,
You're just
and this
A
is one
lot
of
is
them.
left
So
to like fill in the gaps with your own
yeah,
bias.
it definitely reads to me as, whether it's aged well or not. It sounds like a premise of a Friends episode.
It
Like,
wouldn't
it
have aged
really
well.
is.
Oh, this is textbook Joey.
Yeah.
Textbook Joey.
Yeah, it sounds like that. Anyways, all right. So moving on. This next one, we're moving on to something a little more simple, I guess you could say. I don't know if that makes sense. All right. Next one. This came from Legal Advice,
Uh-oh.
so it's real good.
Buckle up, buttercup.
No. I'm hungry.
Damien, I'm curious if you'll be able to help us out with this one. I'm curious.
Why me specifically?
I don't know.
You pay attention better.
Not lately. No, my meds have covered up all my OCD symptoms, which is what made me focus on shit. Now the ADHD is left, and I'm just toast.
Oh well, we're all fucked then. Okay, let's go.
All right, here we go. Roommate exposed us to toxic radon gas.
That's why. Okay.
Okay. I, a 26-year-old female, live in a 2-bedroom apartment with my 19-year-old male roommate. My roommate has a collection of clocks and old electronics he keeps in a case in his bedroom. I received my radon detector from a friend 3 days ago. He had high radon levels, 5 picocuries per liter of air, which I guess is a lot, in his house, but got it mitigated and now it's down below 1 and wanted to give it to me as he didn't need it anymore. I turn it on and after the warm-up period, see that it's reading 224 picocuries, not 2.24, in the main room. I move it to my bedroom, close to his, and it's maxing out at over 500 in my bedroom. My apartment lobby reads at around 3.5. I did some research, and the radium clocks do emit radon, but not nearly enough to cause that big of a spike in radon levels. I questioned him when he gets back from work, and he panics a bit and tells me that he has around 13.5 millicuries of radium. He shows me the cabinet, and there's a vial of radium paint, a lot of shavings in glass jars, lots and lots of clocks and gauges, what he calls Soviet radium scales, old U.S. Army radium discs, and other items with radium. It's obvious how the apartment was contaminated, and I worry the radon is leaching into the rest of the apartments. He's been here and had his collection for over a year. Levels this high are basically unheard of and can cause cancer with ease. So I'm worried I might lose my life over this. Obviously, this isn't my landlord's fault, it's the roommate. So what do I even do here? Does something like this break the lease and get my roommate and all his radium kicked out? Can I sue him if I get lung cancer out of this? What is my next step?
Oh my
Damn.
gosh.
I think that'd be criminal negligence.
I think that's pretty bad.
Yes.
Are you... I don't know this stuff. Are you legally allowed to own that stuff? Like,
Probably not.
I think
Yeah.
criminal negligence is a great way to put it
Yeah.
because it is not that hard to have not even close to that much radium in your apartment as a normal human.
Sometimes, I don't know, sometimes it's really hard for me. I open up cabinets, I'm like, oh my God, I forgot to put my radium in here.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh no, I accidentally bought more radium. Oh my God, I bought millions more radium.
Why isn't my Roku working? Oh, it's just a bunch of radium.
and this is like, and he's 19. Obviously, I'd be livid if someone had this.
That's
Thank God
terrifying.
Thank God she randomly got like a meter for this.
That's
like,
the universe
or she
giving
would
her
have
something,
never
yeah.
known. We have some comments here. He said millicuries and not microcuries. Are you sure? If it was millicuries, you need to stay far away from that cabinet if it's not lined with lead, including whatever is the opposite side of the wall. At that point, you're looking at a significant source of gamma radiation on top of the radon hazard. Does he have a Geiger counter? You need to report this stuff now. That's an absurd amount of radium to have lying around.
Yeah.
OP responded, from my research, he'd be over 13.5 microcuries after his first 14 clocks, since it looks like each one of those is 1 microcurie. So I'd assume it's millicuries. Most of the items are in lead containers. He took them out to show me, which is how I know about the full collection. The clocks and gauges aren't, though. He does have a Geiger counter and told me the dose rate a foot from the cabinet is barely above background. Clearly the lead and plastic bags aren't blocking out the radon, though. Someone else, clearly there's a lot of experts here in Reddit. In legal advice, you have to put what state you're in. So someone said, well, you can call the Wyoming Department of Environmental Quality and or the federal EPA and ask what to do. Be prepared to move out immediately, as it's not far-fetched for your apartment to be declared a hazardous waste site. You are not going to be held to your lease if this happens. Do not suggest to your roommate that he throw this stuff out in the trash. You can't even throw out old smoke detectors, so the likelihood that he can safely throw this stuff out is 0. He certainly cannot do so legally. OP responded, if the apartment is destroyed by the radiation, will I be in trouble or will he have to pay for all the damages? Someone said, you are probably going to want to contact the Radiological Assessment Program, which is part of the Nuclear Emergency Support Team. The Radiological Assistance Program is the nation's premier first responder organization for assessing radiological incidents. RAP advises federal, that's what it says, that's short, RAP, local and tribal public safety officials, first responders, and law enforcement personnel on steps to protect public health and safety or the environment during incidents involving radioactive materials.
We need a tribe called Quest.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad we're here.
We need them now.
We need them here.
Oh my goodness.
So there is an update.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Here we go.
Let's go.
I forgot about this throwaway account. I figured I should update this post. The day after I made this post, I slept in my car. The next day, I went in wearing an N95 mask. I can't get vaccinated for medical reasons, so I carry them around to get my stuff and leave. 19-year-old man was gone. His radiation detector on the kitchen table. I don't know where he was, but I didn't care. Using his radiation detector, I was able to figure out the actual dose rate in my bedroom. 70 microsieverts an hour on my bed, 350 times over the natural background. So bad. Using some of the resources I was PM'd, I calculated around 1.1 sievert per year, adding up the excess radiation and the radon. Considering the background is somewhere around 0.005 sieverts per year, that's pretty damn bad. I then entered my roommate's room to document exactly what he had in case my landlord wanted to blame me. The radiation detector began alarming. I took pictures of the cabinet. When I placed the detector inside it, it went into overload, so I couldn't see the dose rate. For legal reasons, I will not be sharing the photos of the cabinet. Finally, I tested my belongings for radiation. While there was a slightly detectable level from what I learned, radon daughters decay completely after 40 days, and I never got a reading over 0.5 microsieverts per hour. So it sounds like her stuff wasn't too bad.
That's good.
I texted my landlord that I was leaving and terminating my lease due to the radiation hazard. Attached the pictures I took, grabbed everything I could, including his radiation detector. I shouldn't have done this from a legal standpoint, but I wanted to be safe, and left for my mom's place. I made it there safely and immediately showered. I don't know what happened to my roommate, and I don't care. If I was exposed to 1 sievert of radiation, which seems correct, I have a 5.5% chance of dying from this. I have a damn good chance of making it out alive, and that's what matters. I'm as safe as I can get. This will be my only update. Whoa.
That's crazy.
Holy
Absolutely
shit. That guy
absurd.
could be going to prison.
Should be.
Yeah.
There's no way all of that was legal.
How the fuck do you get that much stuff?
And what's the why? Why?
Yeah, why do you
Is it older?
Well,
this
that
this
guy-
is gonna gain in value over time.
if,
No.
if that's her exposure, what's his exposure?
yeah,
like,
he's sleeping next to that.
Bro,
Yeah.
and he's like holding it and
Like he glows in the dark.
Yeah, for sure. Why did you think I specifically would know more about?
I don't know. It's I just feel like you know random facts about like I feel like you would know like radiation. I don't know.
Well, okay. Well, then let's get into it then. I have some uranium glass. Uranium glass is known for being radioactive. However, the particles that it fires off more or less stop after about 6 inches and then like literally fall to the ground and decay. And mine is behind glass. Also, it is mostly radioactive when chipped or scratched or whatever. I have stuff from the 30s in good condition. It is well made, but it is probably more like radioactive than other things would be, so I don't drink out of it or anything. It is a nice little display. And yes, it's bright green and see-through. That's kind of cool.
That is cool.
But like a bunch of radium clocks, like I have a tea set. That's it. I'm all set.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Behind glass.
Well,
tea
this
set.
guy clearly he's a hobbyist in the worst way possible.
Yeah, I don't understand because all of this stuff is like, this sounds like the worst hobby ever.
Yeah.
Radiation aside, like it's like this is stuff that you can't look at, have to keep inside of a case. That could, radiation not aside, that could kill you. Like it's like I would rather have Legos that I can't even play with. You know what I mean?
This is like the inanimate object version of Tiger King.
So someone who works in this field in radiation, in a year will potentially get 50 microsieverts in a year.
How much did she get?
She got 70 on her bed.
Oh.
So she is getting more in a day than a professional gets in a year. That's rough.
Honestly, I think OP should be super psyched because she's gonna be She-Hulk probably.
The green part, I think
I wish.
it's some part of
They
disclosure.
said gamma. They said gamma radiation.
I know. Of course.
I can't not say
I thought of
something.
Hulk too, but it's
Look, we're
No,
all
it's for-
always
it's-
thinking of the Hulk.
It's very especially She-Hulk.
So we've now had 2 roommate stories where the roommate tried to kill the OP.
Yeah.
Well, I can't say tried.
Yeah.
Flashing someone doesn't kill them.
No, but
No, the insulin.
Ah! No, I'm kidding. That was.
So, do you think Ninja Turtle radiation roommate is worse than insulin roommate?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
because insulin roommate, one incident.
Both
at
are
least-
idiots, it seems
Both
like.
are. Oh yeah, but radiation person like they're doing this. They're a super villain.
It's awful hard to like give someone cancer. Like just like it's not usually like an action that you're like, I'm sorry, I gave you cancer.
That's so true. It's like damn.
Like the insulin thing sucks, and that's gonna cost money and time. It's gonna be a headache.
and it could have been bad.
It could have been very
It
bad.
could have been very bad, but this person did. It is.
They don't make greeting
the-
cards for
this
that.
might be the only way
I'm
I know of
sorry.
that you could do it and without someone knowing.
Yeah.
Like this is
You Munchausen's by proxy cancer into
gamma
your
into
roommate.
someone.
Yeah,
that's
that's
fucking
crazy.
crazy.
That's wild.
All right.
I've been feeding you lead paint for years.
I know, and it's delicious. Okay, boy, crazy stuff. On to the next one. Here we go. Maybe this one will be a little less crazy, you know? So this comes from Our Bad Roommates. A new subreddit that we found. Roommate justified eating my steaks by pointing out that he thought I wasn't going to eat the food anytime soon. Plus, I got yelled at for touching my own food. What is this, Terrace House?
Oh, this is the
For the people who watch Terrace House.
I don't know.
Okay.
Courtney, you get it.
The cursor
My
doesn't
house
look
has a
nearly
detached
that
garage,
big
which has a
in
chest
real
freezer
life.
that I bought. The garage for us is just for storage space since the garage doorway aren't big enough for our vehicles. Anyways, last year I bought freezer beef from the butcher shop and of course stuffed it away in my chest freezer. My roommate also happens to use the chest freezer and he tends to stuff his frozen foods into it. Space tends to get limited, but we've never really had an issue. Until this incident happened. The steaks were in low supply, and I think I was down to 2 of them. Well, I planned on having some for supper, so I decided to head home from the
annoying
gym to
and
start
weird
thawing
how
the
it cuts
steaks.
off at this
Well, that
point.
didn't exactly
I mean,
happen
it's cutting
because they
off
were
at this
already on
point.
the counter thawing.
That's
I
aggravating.
verified they were thawing the steaks. Well, that didn't exactly happen because they were already on the counter thawing. I verified they were mine by checking the name on the
Anyway, you
seal,
heard all
and
the
yep,
stories,
they
but
belong
yeah.
to me. I didn't
Wow.
give it much thought.
Holy crap. Wow. Well, that actually probably is not a bit unnecessary now. Hmm. Woohoo! I honestly can't think of anything else to say. I guess it hurts in my opinion. I saw that a couple weeks ago. Yay. I don't know how it's 100. I mean, how it's 91% then. Really? Jen? Oh, right. I forgot all about this. I will get the hang of this. Good. I love how it sounds. Oh. Let's see. Not my favorite thing, I have to say.
I'll look after you. everything's all right now. Revelio. Revelio. Revelio.
Please, come in. Let me know if you need help finding anything.
For real. Nothing. Wow. Good thing is all of the stuff that I already have.
I suspect you have a sharp eye for fashion. Be sure to stop by whenever you're about. Hello there. Ready for a little change in fashion, are we? Plenty to choose from here, so take your time.
Revelio. Revelio.
Come in. Sorry if there's a smell. New batch of toad-hide. Now, what sorts of beast byproducts might you be looking to acquire? You could never go wrong with those. Good choice, I'd say. I'll not mind seeing you here again. Consider yourself welcome.
Revelio.
One helper inside the Hot Stall Gamer, playing Hogwarts Legacy, especially in preparation for my 1 year anniversary of becoming a gamer. I have more in store regarding that,
Have a look around.
but
I'll be with you in just a minute.
I'm absolutely celebrating my first year.
Well, what say we show you some of what's available?
Okay. It doesn't seem like it's a lot. At all.
Doors always open. You be sure to stop by soon. Lumos. Revelio. Lumos. Revelio. Lumos. Revelio. Lumos. Lumos. Revelio. Lumos.
Lumos.
I was specifically trying to avoid that.
Lumos. Revelio.
Yeah. Are you for real?
Lumos. Protego.
I got my heirloom back, and I'm able to look my neighbours in the eye now.
Hello. Nice to see you again.
You as well. What can I help you with?
And what do you have for sale?
What can I help you with today? Thank you for your patronage. You the one that helped Agnes with her niffler? Glad she got it back. Hate having those beasts roaming around stealing things.
Wow! Hi, Chris Two Time 184K2. Thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for coming to stay here. Coming to visit my little corner of the internet. Thank you. I have something in the works to celebrate my first year as a gamer. And hopefully what I have in mind will work out. But I will try it before I just make a concrete promise. But thank you so much for coming over to see me.
Glad you were able to stop by.
Okay, I'm coming in at half an hour. Although, anyway, I'm coming in at half an hour. Half an hour left. Yeah, whether I stay on will probably have to do with state of chat.
What are you up to now?
Your business.
Hello again, Miss Wolf.
Hello again. What can I do for you?
And what do you have for sale?
Do you know what you might be looking for? Oh, you'll like that. I guarantee it. Thank you for your business. Hope you'll come and see me again.
I question anyone teaching defense against. Why take such an interest?
Confringo!
That is not what I said do. You can't come and get me in the sky.
Revelio.
Woohoo! Oh, that was loud. How is it unavailable?
Revelio.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Zoe Fleischer. Fleischer. Your name is Fleischer. Sorry. Hi, Zoe Fleischer. Thanks for coming over to my little corner of the internet. I deeply appreciate it.
Revelio.
Not sure how I'd fare in a little place like this.
No. Go. Really? Take your ass up there. Idiot.
Confringo. Arresto Momentum.
Not me. Not me. My avatar.
Slow down. Thank you so much for the good luck wishes. Let me see what I can do about the spamming rule. I mean, that specific spamming rule.
I'll fix it. Thank you so much for the well wishes.
Revelio.
Yeah. Really? I thought shocked I didn't fall to my death. Really? Shocked I didn't fall to my death. I don't know how
Best thing in the world, finding a beast.
What?
Skinned and eaten.
Excuse me while I kick your asses.
Come to think.
Where's that?
Yeah, what was that?
Revelio.
Reminds me of the time I nearly fell out of a cart at Gringotts. I was only young, mind. Well, not like I'd fall out now. Lucky if I fit in one now. You ought to cut back on pudding. Mistook you for a troll the other day.
Hell yeah! It's a bit difficult to to consider Voldemort's existence in this reality.
Protego!
It just doesn't seem like he is.
I don't think you know who you're dealing with.
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
Revelio! Places! Revelio!
Seems your heart isn't in this at all. Let's get this over.
Bombarda!
Hard to think I'm only 15 years old. You're I'm going walking out here like there's nothing wrong.
Lumos.
What are you trying?
Revelio. Incendio. Revelio.
Wow, those sound like spiders.
Lumos.
What is that noise? What is that super gross noise? Is it a brick?
Revelio.
Oh, okay. I'm winding down now.
Revelio.
Wow, I've been allowed to get hungry. Like I've been. Ugh, I'm hungry now. I said I was gonna eat my some of my vegetarian sushi for honey. I mean, vegan sushi for dinner. So that's what I think I'm gonna do. Good grief! Honky daffodils blow more covers than probably anything else in this game. If it were at all realistic in that regard. Woohoo! Gigantic spiders.
Incendio. Glacius.
Eight legs is simply too many.
We didn't really ask for them, but okay. That was that noise.
Protego. Flipendo. Bombarda. Wingardium Leviosa. Wingardium Leviosa. Flipendo. Protego. Revelio.
Okay. Having found a place to land. For real. dumb. I'm looking at it. You say, I can't, I can't, I can't. And then you won't let me land.
Revelio. Zoe Fleischer and Chris two-time 1804K2. Thank you guys so much for coming over to my little corner of the universe. Really? Yeah. Yeah, Aussie Nuts, I really wish that you'd chosen something, anything else, to tell me, to get me to say your name. Thanks. Thanks so much. No, really, thank you guys. I deeply, deeply appreciate you guys coming and spending time with me. That said, oh my gosh. I'm like, it's, wow. Huh. 3 hours. I made the 3 hours. Yay! Okay. I really do need to sleep now. And, and this always feels awkward to me. I really need to sleep now. And then I just feel like, well, crap. Anyway, I'll be streaming again on Wednesday, and after that on Friday. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Sometimes Saturday night, sometimes Sunday. But unless there's some kind of unless something's happening that upends my schedule, I will be streaming every Monday, every Wednesday, and every Friday. If I can't stream on a Monday, I'll try to stream on a Tuesday. If I can't stream on a Wednesday, I'll try to stream on a Thursday. If I can't stream on a Friday, I'll try and stream Saturday nights. Thank you so much, and I really, really appreciate it. But now it is time for me to go get something to eat and to say goodbye. Good night. Coming back to see you guys again on Wednesday. This is on Helper and the Hashtag Gamer. Thank you so much for coming to see me. That's everybody from both this week and last Friday. Last Friday was really cool. I hope to have another chat like that on a much more frequent basis.